the Grand Marshal of Road America Vintage Weekend, and the Grand Wizard of, you know what, forget it, Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on the show. They're going to mandate you get it on now. Darrell Hammond back in studio. He's got shows. He's going to be at the Comedy Works in Denver, which is a great club. And that'll be Friday through Sunday, coming up this weekend. Also has a one-man show, Cray, as in crazy. It's available on Audible. I think Darrell does 60 characters. 63. I was going to say over 60 characters. But Darrell's also doing the voice, doing the VO work at SNL, which is kind of nice.
Oh, yeah.
And how does that work? Do you need to be at rehearsal and stuff? Or like, what do you need to do to take over for Don Pardo?
Well, first we had to invent a voice. The idea was the instructions were it's Don Pardo, but it's not Don Pardo.
Right.
So we had to literally invent a character. And I recorded in West Hollywood. The character is, in the beginning, we would color some of the vowels with Don, literally still have Don Pardo alive in the vowels.
You could do Don Pardo straight up, though, right?
I did a couple times. I said him.
Yeah. Well, so what would Don Pardo sound like just if you were just doing straight Don Pardo?
I don't remember. I mean, you got to give me
I guess we'd have to hear a clip of it. It was sort of my thing. It was like, it sort of went up, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I remember. And he was there for
Sherry O'Terry.
Right. He was
featuring.
She would say it like a ghost said it, like Sherry O'Terry was haunted or something.
Will Ferrell.
He had a little Mr. Ed in there.
Yeah. When I first started doing it, when I said featuring, I would put Pardo in the vowel, like featuring.
Was Pardo there the whole time?
He in the last
who
5
did
years
it
ago,
like 75? Who 76?
I don't know, but I got a feeling he might have been there.
I feel like he was the announcer until you replaced him, until he passed.
Yeah, I associate those early episodes with that incredible sound. Yeah.
So, also, it's an interesting choice to make Don Pardo the SNL guy because SNL, when it started, was counterculture, rebellious, young, mid-70s, we're going to make jokes that your parents aren't going to like, and we're going to make references that the man doesn't like. But Don Pardo was such a old school announcer,
almost a game show type.
Yeah, right. And so what we do now, like when we do the Oscars, we have female announcers because they go, back in the day, you would expect this announcer, but we're doing something different. We're new. We're avant-garde. But the fact that they're doing this different avant-garde product and went with this old school, like 50s, like welcome to the Winston Hour.
Yeah, I wonder what style I'm really doing now. I also do that, like, like a like for the 50th one, we had one like ladies and gentlemen, 17-time host Alec Baldwin. Mm-hmm. We made that one.
So it's traditional. So wait, do we have Pardo? We'll play a clip of Pardo. Let's say.
It's Saturday Night Live. With Fred Armisen.
Oh, man.
Rachel Dratch. Tina Fey. Will Forte. Darrell Hammond. Seth Meyers. Dennis Mitchell. Chris Parnell, Amy Poehler.
All right, you got it.
I think funny. I said it on the Elle Macpherson show. I did Pardo. If you can ever come up with that, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right. It had to be weird with Pardo because at the beginning, he's like going featuring Steely Dan, musical guest tonight, Paul Simon, and then at some point he's got to be Lil Cash, Uzi, and Mac 10.
What's that mean?
He didn't know what it meant either.
You mean when he's saying the name?
He's doing rappers.
Did he do them okay?
I have no idea. I'm just saying he went from saying Cool and the Gang to crazy rap names that he probably had. And it was probably
Cool and the Gang.
But give me some good rap names, because there's like Mac 10, Lil. You can't say Little. You got to say Lil, Uzi or whatever it is. And he probably had no fucking idea what any of this was. Like, he knew the Doobie Brothers in 1978 when he did the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah. But
at the end, he was naming rap bands he'd never heard of.
We used to see him walking around.
Say Tekashi 6ix9ine and featuring Lil Uzi. Go ahead.
Tekashi 6ix9ine featuring Lil Uzi.
That's right. And then add Ty Dolla $ign. Oh, sorry, Ty Dolla $ign.
And Ty Dolla $ign.
Right. He had to be, at that point, he's 86 and he's going, I have no fucking idea what is this?
Yeah.
I remember us having the OJs on.
Yeah. Now, I'm doing like a tongue-in-cheek pass at it now. If I was really going to do them, I would want to study them because that sound is hard to make.
No, that sounded good. So let's try it again. Tekashi 6ix9ine, Lil Uzi, Ty Dolla $ign.
Tekashi 6ix9ine with Little Uzi. No, I get that one.
Lil Uzi. That's the other one. He must have thought they were all typos.
Uzi.
And Ty Dolla $ign.
And Ty Dolla $ign.
Right. So he must have just been, because how old?
90s, 95.
He was 95 years old?
I believe he was recording when he was 94.
All right, so we need to know how old Don Pardo was, because I am telling you, and then you got to come up with some of those rap. You got to come up with him doing the rap thing, because he had to literally. What year did he die? Let's see. You replaced him in 14, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, you replaced him in 14. He died in 14. And he was 96 years old. So he had to be 90 when he was trying to say Mac 10 and Lil Uzi with silencer. Or Big Daddy Clip or something. He had to someone had to say to him, Don, it's not 50 Cent, it's 50 Cent. And he's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
My time is nearing the end.
Don, it's 50 Cent. Not you keep saying 50 cents.
I can't say 50.
When I was a lad, you could buy an automobile for 50 cents.
50 cent.
Hey, that's right. There it is, 50 cent.
Yeah.
Now say it like that.
I could buy an automobile for 50 cents.
Yeah. So, Don, you keep saying little when you should be saying Lil Wayne. And Lil Wayne featuring 50
Cent.
There you go. So you were saying Lil Wayne featuring 50 Cent.
Okay.
Now it's Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne featuring 50 Cent.
There you go. That's a keeper.
Cent.
Okay, that's right. Don's 90. Has no idea who these people are.
Yeah.
And by the way, must see their act and have no idea what's going on. Because everyone would come out and the bands, the Foo Fighters would set up and everyone pick up an instrument. Now everyone's just pointing at the ceiling and wearing Timberland boots and parkas. And he had to just be sitting there going, what the fuck is going on? I remember when we had Rita Coolidge in here.
The end of the world as I know it.
Yeah. So, Darrell.
Yes.
You're the one-man show, the stand-up comedy. There's a bit that Andrew in the other room's a huge fan of, and it was a bit where you were doing Clinton and you were on the phone with, I don't know, Gaddafi or somebody, and then Monica Lewinsky called in. I think we have it, but he said, oh, man. And I was like, I don't remember that one. But the cool thing about SNL's different bits for different people.
Yeah, that was someone reminded me of that particular one the other. Saddam Hussein and Monica Lewinsky and me, and we're talking about a show that included a character named Lacey.
Well, I think we're going to look at it.
Okay.
Got it? All right. All right. Andrew, be ready. If you're going to bring it up and you want to show it, put it on the list and, get it ready to go because you want to see it. I didn't remember this bit, but I probably will when I see it. What year was this?
I don't remember it. I just remember it, but I don't remember the dialogue. It was back when Saddam Hussein was... All right.
You?
Cello, you got Saddam?
Will, that's Will. Sorry.
Saddam, it's me, Bill Clinton. Bill, come on. I'm eating breakfast. I made the deal. I'm letting the inspectors back in. Now lay off.
Well, that's what I'm calling you about. You see, I was thinking maybe you could not let the inspectors in. What do you think? Come on.
Have you been drinking, Bill?
No. Well, yes.
I love the thumbs up.
Look, buddy, I need you to help me out here. This Monica Lewinsky thing is getting pretty hot again. I could use a distraction.
Like the Mammoth movie, Wag the Dog.
Mammoth.
With that lesbian girl and De Niro and Dustin. I thought Dustin was fabulous. He may be hell on the set, but he's heaven on the screen. Oh.
Look, sad buddy. You're getting off the subject. Couldn't you spray a few Kurds with anthrax?
Come on, Bill. Bill, come on. Anthrax is horrible. It makes me sick.
I need something. I got to get this sex stuff out of the headlines. Oh, just hold on a second. I got another call coming in. Hello?
Hey.
Hey, Monica. I was just going to call you.
Gosh, it's like we have the same brain. I really miss you. So what are you doing?
Well, I got Saddam on the other line. Looks like there ain't going to be a war.
Well, that bites.
Totally. Anyway, how's that star thing going?
I don't know. And anyway, it's totally dumb. Oh, my God. Wait, are you watching Dawson's Creek right now?
No, I am typing it. And do not tell me what happens to Pacey.
All right. Hey, let me say hi to Saddam.
Okay, hold on a second. Saddam, are you still there?
Who was that? One of your Jewish friends?
No. Well, yes. So.
Hey, Saddam.
Monica, you never call me anymore. Monica, oh, thanks for the beret. I love it.
Oh, that's a good one.
You're so cute. Bill is being such a big baby. He won't wear his.
Did you hear? Bill wants me to start a war or something.
Duh, I know. It's like it would really, really help us out.
Monica, please, come to Baghdad. No one cares who I sleep with here. Saddam! Oh, but Bill, you already said you had no sexual relationship with Monica. Wait, hold on one second. I've got a call coming in. Hello?
Hey, Saddam, what's going on, man?
Tim Meadows!
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just talking to Bill and Monica.
Oh, great, put me on.
1 second. Hey, guys!
Tim Meadows.
I got Tim Meadows on the line from Saturday Night Live.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Hey, Timmy, how's it going?
Not too bad. What's up with you guys?
Saddam agreed to a treaty.
Oh, no chance of a war, huh?
No, I doubt it.
Hey, how about Saddam just let the inspectors uncover some anthrax somewhere, like in a palace or something?
If I had any, sure. Oh,
All right.
say, Timmy,
We got it. Does it feel surreal to watch this stuff? Is it like it wasn't you?
Yeah.
Like feels like a different person?
Yeah.
Like you almost can watch it. There's a certain point, and I don't know what that mark is, and it's probably different for everyone, but there's a certain point where you can watch things and it's not you, and then you can enjoy it like a spectator.
It just happened to me right now.
Right. Now, I don't know what the over-under is. It could be 10 years. For some people, it could be never.
Right.
But, I mean, there's a version of life where you can watch yourself and literally be an audience member.
Yeah.
But it's not the following day after you do the bit, and it's not 4 years later, but it's way later.
Like, I couldn't watch the Jeopardies, which for 10 years, 5 years, 10 years, because I remembered being out there and not doing as well as I wanted to, you know,
as
Sean Connery.
What? But I mean, the Jeopardies with Will being Trebek and Turd Ferguson and Connery were like, that's just the best. I mean, making fun of his mother, and why that one of all bits? You know, the ones that people universally loved.
Because, you know, I just really had a hard time with that character. You know, we'd started out doing an accurate impression of him, and then we turned it into a cartoon, which is the way I ended up finding a way to be funny. Like I would do when I went there and doing straight impressions. That's what I wanted to do, but they never really worked. And finally, Carvey showed, listen, man, you got to exaggerate it. You turn this into a Hirschfeld drawing or a character. That's what you got to do. It's do him in a funny way. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate. It's got to be funny. I thought about, well, that makes sense.
No, it's interesting when you do comedy, but you try to adhere to some rules or something. Like people go, just say whatever you want. I go, I'm not going to tell a story that didn't happen. It's got to have happened, you know what I mean? And I go, well, just say whatever you want. You're just trying to get laughs, you know? And I go, yeah, but I feel like you can't go, this happened if it never happened. And the answer is you can do whatever you want if it gets laughs.
I mean, boy, the way that Dana narrowed it down for me out there about you got to get laughs. We ain't Vegas. It's not Vegas. We're not doing a tribute act.
Right.
You know, you're not on a sonar trying to match up with the real dude. You're in Saturday Night Live, and the whole world is watching, like the whole world. And you need to be funny. We need to get laughs. So his, you know, the way he did George Bush Sr.
Right.
I tried to model everything I did after that on him.
Who were the mentors there versus... There's two approaches to comedy. There's I'll help this young guy out and I'll tell him everything I know, and then there's guarded and this guy's coming for my job, or every laugh he gets is one left laugh.
I saw both of those.
One less one I get. And then there are guys that are just like Dennis Miller, who are like kind of prickly guys in general. I like Dennis, but he's like a prickly guy. You know, I don't know what to call him.
I don't know him. I did a show with him and enjoyed talking to him a little bit.
He's a good talker, and
he's very smart.
He's very smart, but he's just, he's tough. And then there are people that are sort of generous and warm. Like who were the Dana's generous. Aykroyd's a good dude. Well, also, I think a lot of it comes from a security, right? I mean, when you're Dan Aykroyd or Dana Carvey, it's easy to be generous because you don't feel like everyone's nipping at your heels. Like you're very good at what you do.
Well, listen, by that time in his life, he was legendary and no one had ever done it better. I'm not sure anyone has ever done, and that's why I always say it's not an impression, it's an SNL impression. You know, it's a character. You know, are you familiar with the characters named Hirschfeld? Hirschfeld does the Kate Hepburns, the bogies, and you say, Kate, Hepburn's nose isn't really
the
that
drawings.
big. So I had those in my
caricature.
office.
Right.
From then on, I was like, I got it. Like when I did Geraldo, find a hook and make a meal out of it.
So who were the guys that were tougher to deal with and less generous?
I just don't want to say their names, but there was really only one.
Really only one?
Yeah.
John Lovitz.
No, Lovitz was a sweetheart.
I know. Lovitz is a nice guy. But there was one guy in there that's a big name. That was just a pain. I mean, just not generous.
That was... I thought rude, out of your way to be rude.
Well, Chevy Chase, but he predated you, so.
I don't know why Chevy never made me a mark. I've seen him I've seen him have pointy elbows before, but for some reason he just sensed that there's nothing there with this guy. You know,
he looks like a homeless person.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Nobody knows who is this guy.
Well, it was also a weird time when their impersonation of Gerald Ford was Chevy Chase as Chevy Chase, not doing Gerald Ford at all.
That's the classic example of what Dana was talking about. It's a funny impression.
Well, it's a pratfall.
Whatever.
Right, but it's so counter. You know, he didn't put a bald cap on. He didn't pad his sweater. He didn't do anything. He just went, I'm Gerald Ford.
Yeah, and yet it captured him.
Yeah.
He captured it perfectly.
So I know you come from some chaos out there, Dad and Mom. And what is stuck in my head with you is this very haunting conversation we had a million years ago on Loveline when you were telling me about performing on a cruise ship or being abandoned on a cruise ship. I think it was a Disney cruise, if I do recall.
Out of Cocoa Beach.
And that story is insane, and I haven't heard it in 25 years, I don't think.
Why did that one strike you? Well, it's a horror movie. But.
Because, I remember people from conversations we had, and I don't remember names and dates that well, but I do remember you growing up and Dad punching holes in the wall or Mom punching, I remember like little physical descriptions because they get etched in.
Sure.
And I'm picturing you in that miniature little cell and being set up at the bar and your dad having to come in from New York, I think.
From Florida.
From Florida, East Coast. Yeah. Dad having to come in and try to bail you out. And I just remember that whole story being so gripping. And
I thought so too. It was, it's stark terror, and I don't know that I've experienced it another time.
Well, can we talk about it?
Sure.
So you're performing on the cruise?
Yeah, I forget the name of the boat.
What year is this?
Don't know.
Before SNL?
Yes, before SNL.
Yeah, but quite a few years before SNL?
I'm going to say 3 or 4, something like that.
So 3-4 years before SNL. What year do you hit SNL?
95.
So let's just call it early 90s.
Okay.
And you're a working comedian. And you're doing impressions and working. And you get booked on the cruise.
Yeah, the Disney cruises were the best ones to work on.
Yeah.
The best treatment and the best money.
And you could do a 7-day cruise and just perform 2 times or something like that.
And best money and best everything.
And you had to keep it clean.
Yeah.
And so now you're a working comedian and you're getting paid and you're on a cruise. And they pull into, where do they leave from?
That one was leaving from Cocoa Beach.
And they pull into what port?
Freeport.
Where's that at?
The Bahamas.
Okay, so you're in the Bahamas. And you get off the boat. And how long are you supposed to be off the boat?
They let you go into whatever, township there is, and, 6 hours, 7 hours, and people go and have a good time. I've done it a million times.
And then they honk the horn, blow the horn, and
it's time to go back.
Time to make it back. Right. So you go into town and you go into a restaurant, a bar.
And I have 4. There were these rum drinks, golden rum, and each one contained 4 ounces. So I had 4 4-ounce rums.
4 ounce of heavy pour.
Yeah. I mean, really.
But are you alone?
There are some other people with me.
And you're not working that night?
No, of course not.
So you're just having fun.
Right.
So you're just a tourist and drinking some rum.
Drinking some rum.
So it's hitting, 4 ounce, whatever, drinking 16 ounces of rum. That's a fair bit of rum, but listen, I get it. I can drink,
Have you had that much in one day?
Probably done that before.
Yeah.
So I get it. And there's, sometimes it doesn't hit you that hard. And other times it's like, whoa, the room is spinning. So I guess depends on what you ate before and stuff like that. So you're sitting at a bar, you're having a good time.
Oh, man.
You're with a few people from the ship. And you're having some cocktails. And then what?
I go upstairs to use the bathroom. There's a guy in the bar that had come up to me a couple of times trying to sell me Coke. And I don't like it. I didn't know hardly anything about Coke. And I wasn't interested, wanted to have my drinks and go back to the ship. Well, I had to go to the bathroom. Time to go back. I went up to go to the bathroom, and I walked in the stall. I don't know why I went into the stall as opposed to the urinal, but I walked into the stall. And this gentleman from downstairs follows me into the stall.
Into the stall.
And right then, I'm really scared because that's such an aggro move. You don't really let people do stuff like that.
Right.
But he was just like, he had the dollar bill. He was like, let me just give this to you to take back to the ship so you can give to your friends. I'm like, fine.
Cocaine.
Don't hurt me. Yeah. He said it was cocaine. And then he's like, here, had a little spoon. Here, put it up to my nose. So I sniffed, and there was a lot of residue around my nose. I remember that part. I looked in the mirror when I was walking outside. I was trying to do this. When I walked out of the bathroom, I walked to the foot of the stairs, and I was arrested.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're pretty buzzed about now because of the rum.
Crazy buzz.
And I think it's your phone.
Sorry.
And they maybe your sponsor. So there's like a few cops or
two
cops, and they say what?
You're under arrest for possession of a controlled substance.
And you have the cocaine in your pocket or whatever.
I've got a crumpled up dollar bill that has some powder in it.
In your hand.
In my pocket.
In your pocket. And so then what happens next?
So they take us to a jail. And,
us is more than one person or you?
It was me and the guy who gave me the drugs.
Oh, that guy too. Okay.
So we go to this place, and when you're that lit, you're thinking, boy, this is crazy. This is just crazy. And I'm laying on a jail cell floor in the Bahamas. Well, this is nuts.
Right.
And the sun is starting to come up, and you can see people walking by outside because it was underground, and but there's windows, and you can see folks going about their day outside, and you're like, what am I doing?
This the following morning?
Yeah, and I'm starting to go.
So the ship's blowing the whistle.
But the ship left.
The ship left. Right. All right. I'm going sequentially. So you're supposed to get back on the ship at 6 p.m. or whatever, blows the whistle, and it just
8 o'clock at night, and I didn't return. So.
Right. They leave. Where are they heading?
Don't remember.
All right. When are you supposed to perform next?
I don't know, but in those days, I never, I tried drinking before a show only one time when I was doing stand-up in the country, and I would never do that again.
Right. So, but technically, they're going to find out you're missing at some point.
At some point.
And know you're going to have a show to do 2 days from now or something. You're not going to be there. So you spend the night in the cell. You
passed out on the floor.
Passed out on the floor. On the floor.
Yeah.
And
no bed, no benches.
No bed, no benches. Just the floor. All right. And then what?
At some point, I don't exactly recall. I'm sure it was that day. I remember being transferred to another jail, and when we got to the other jail, they put us in a holding area. And what I remember about that is there was not enough oxygen. Just think about that. There wasn't enough oxygen. You can't get as much as you want to breathe.
Because of what?
Because there was no ventilation.
Was it very hot and humid and all that stuff?
Beyond hot and humid. And there was a crack in the ceiling. And I guess that was it. Like, obviously, we can't suffocate our prisoners. They can get a little air, a little bit of air. Now I'm in what I would not just fear. I think that would be like terror. And when you can't breathe, you start to panic. The guy who sold me the drugs Sorry.
There you go. Sorry.
With the
keep going.
coasters.
Yeah, I was trying to do it quietly.
But you did it
okay.
good.
Yeah, okay.
The guy who sold me the drugs started to scream at one of the guards who had come in. Now, the guards had sawed-off pool cues. They weren't-
Sawed-off pool cues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny here when we talk about alligator Alcatraz. Like it's 81 degrees in there. There's 4 guys per bunk or something. It's like, what do you think prison is like abroad?
Yeah. It's 100 and something degrees in there, and you barely have enough oxygen.
So they have sawed-off pool cues.
Yeah.
They're like billy clubs.
Yeah, and you can tell what the end of a pool cue, the small end of a pool
Right.
cue, you can see where the,
Right.
that, you know what I mean. And so the guy that sold me the drugs starts screaming at one of the guards. There's not enough air. We can't breathe. We can't breathe. And the guard just backhands him with the sawed-off pool cue. And it hits him so hard. Like, he stands there for a second, and, like, blood was coming out of his mouth, and like, then he pulled out, like, a tooth, and he had it in his hand, and he began to defecate.
Really?
Yeah.
Just standing there.
Like, the whole thing, like...
What's he wearing?
Like shorts and a T-shirt.
Oh.
So he went down.
So it's just the two of you in the cell?
There were others.
There were others.
There were other people
okay.
who knew not to yell at a guard.
So
every once in a while, they'd bring a big jug of warm water in, and they'd let you pass it around for a few minutes.
And everyone take a swig off
They
it?
would take a big swig of warm water.
And so now we're in there for what, day and a half?
No, I'm in there just for a few hours.
Few hours, and then what?
They moved me to the cell that I would stay in for the next few days.
And that cell looks like what?
Oh, about 3 or 4 feet across and maybe 6 feet, 7 feet long.
Uh-huh.
And have you ever seen dried feces?
Yeah.
I mean, like smashed and dried. Someone should have cleaned that up a long time ago,
Right.
but they're still there. So that was on the floor, and I was in chains.
You're in like leg irons and
Leg irons.
and
I remember going to, I don't know if I told you this part. I asked to use the bathroom, right? So I'm going to use the bathroom, and I said, he's standing there looking at me. He's like, I don't think I can go to the bathroom if you're staring at me. Like he goes like this, do your business. I'm like, what? So they accorded me one phone call, and I called my father in Melbourne, Florida.
and this is 2 days in or something.
Yeah. Well, I think it was the first day that they put me in the cell.
Right. So there's no bathroom in your cell.
No.
No. And what do they do for food?
3 times a day, a paper plate, grits, ham, and a cup of water. 3 times a day, same food. So, interestingly, during the time I was there, some fellas came in and said, give us $4,000 cash right now, and we'll take you out of here. And I don't know if they are DEA, DEU, I don't know who they were, but they had the authority to get me out of a prison. It sounds like something out of Narcos Mexico.
Right.
And I said, I can't get $4,000 tonight. My father's going to fly down with some money, but they wanted that money tonight. I'm like, oh, well, good luck. And
So
then
they just left.
they left. A little while later, a guy comes in. A guy comes to the, you have a door that has bars in it. It's not bars. It's just a door with bars in it. And the guy comes in and goes, Hammond.
You mean a door with bars like in the window?
Yeah, like a small window. So
Yeah. All right.
like
Yeah, okay. I got you.
okay. So let me pull this back. So he comes there and he says to me, "You're not in America. Listen, you can help yourself. You're not going to make it. You cannot make it." And I'm like, so he's telling me, "You're going to do time." And then he walks away. I guess the next day, this big burly guy comes walking in. And he's like, Hammond, man, you don't belong in this cell. Like that. I'm like, what's up? He's like, come with me. And he takes me out into an air-conditioned area.
So he's like American?
No, I don't know what he was. But he didn't have that thick Bahamian accent. He was just sort of like, yeah, you don't belong in this cell, like that. So he takes me into this air-conditioned area. He gives me a plate with collard greens and corn and super delicious barbecue chicken.
Really?
And a big old Diet Coke.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this is about day 3 or so?
The day before the trial.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, he gives me the sports page to read.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he says, so tomorrow, you've got about a 50-50 chance. 50-50 chance if you get a judge that will fine you, or a judge who just wants to make an example of you. So if that happens, you'll do about 3 years. I'm like, what? Anyway, he was very nice to me, and the next day in shackles, hand and feet.
What are you wearing at this point? Did it give you something?
No, whatever I had worn on the cruise ship, whatever, in the bar that night, I remember using my shoes. They were like Adidas or Reebok black sneakers. Those I use those as a pillow at night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the worst
Were
part,
there like cockroaches and stuff in there?
I didn't see any cockroaches. But the worst part about that experience, though, is you go to sleep finally, you're exhausted, and you have a dream. Like I had this dream that we were kids and we were playing ball in Crane Creek and swinging over diving.
Really?
Yeah. It was one of the most beautiful days of my life down in Melbourne, Florida. There was a big rope swing and we would swing out over the water and drop down into the gorgeous Crane Creek. And then you hear a sound and you're awake and you're in jail. And you're in chains. You're in shackles.
Wow.
And you've never even had a speeding ticket. And you're in shackles. Yeah, because...
Where's your dad at this point?
He's coming down.
Not there yet.
No, but he came down for the day of the arraignment. And he came in the courthouse. And I said, do you think it's going to be okay? And Grave, he's like, I don't know.
Who's Grave?
My father was Grave. Like,
your dad's name? Oh, I mean,
he had a grave expression.
Well, he looked worried.
Yeah, he did. And, it's a guy that's been in 2 wars, including one with Nazis. I mean, the cat knows danger.
Yeah, right.
And he senses that something really bad could happen here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, what about, do you get an attorney? How's that work?
We're walking in, and the guy comes up, and he says, listen, I'll get your son off for $500 up front. My father looks at him with that Georgia accent. He goes, I'll give you $300. You get my boy off, I'll give you $300 more. But I'll give you $300 right now. The guy's like, okay.
And the guy...
Okay, sounds good.
How much cash does your dad have when he comes over?
$5,000.
$5,000. Well, he's able to rally $5,000 cash.
Pretty hard. He knew it. He had a couple of rich friends, but no, I don't think that was easy for him.
No, I don't. I'm trying to think if I think it would take my dad a little time to get that together.
Yeah,
himself.
Anybody.
Well, not anybody, but Jimmy Kimmel wouldn't take him that long to do it. I have friends that have money. Not everybody, but my dad, yeah. But your dad sounds like
it was tough.
A bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
So he gets $5,000 cash.
Yeah.
Comes down there.
Yes.
And now you got your court-appointed attorney, but there's not really court-appointed, right?
The lines are very blurry
over there.
Down there.
Yeah, so you give $300 to the guy.
And he's going to get $300 more if he gets me off.
Right. Does he make an argument?
Yes, they put us in the prisoner's docket. So there are 2 of us in the prisoner's docket. And my guy comes in there and turns into like a Johnny Cochran. He's like, Your Honor, look at this dollar bill. You can't tell if that's cocaine. Is it sweet and low? It's not enough to get high.
Right.
It was a miscommunication between the 2 people that ended this. That in his pocket. Mm-hmm. He was not there to do cocaine, and we don't even know if this is cocaine.
Right.
Like that kind of thing. And the judge thinks about this for a second.
Is there a DA or is it just a judge?
Just the judge. Mm-hmm. There's a little back and forth for them. I don't recall exactly. I'm paraphrasing because I obviously don't have a recording. And the judge fines me $2,500 cash American to be deliverable afterwards, blah, blah, blah. And I get off. The best part was when we're walking out of there and someone, maybe it was a bailiff or something, says, "Your worshipfulness." And he points to the guy that sold me the drugs. Mm-hmm. And he goes, "What about this guy?" And the judge starts laughing. He goes, "Charges dropped."
Charges dropped?
Yeah, against that guy that sold me the drugs.
So you didn't have to pay any money?
I paid $2,500. He dropped the charges for the guy that was
That's what I said, yeah. Charges dropped for him.
Yeah.
So now what? Now what do we think? Well, they knew he was an empty bag, right? They knew he didn't have anything.
All he had was the dollar bill with some stuff crumpled up inside.
He didn't have money to pay.
No.
So they knew you had money because you're American.
Yeah, well, they hoped.
I think they figured out. Americans, I mean, someone will figure it out. They'll get their money out of you, but they're not getting any money out of this guy because he didn't have anything, right?
I guess no. I guess when they dropped the case against me, they dropped the case against him as well.
Well, did they drop it against you, or they? But they charged you $2,500.
Fined me $2,500.
But they didn't fine him $2,500.
No.
So that's what we're talking about.
Laughing.
Right. So then, did that guy set you up? But then, if he did set you up, why'd he go to prison or jail? And then, why are the cops at the bottom of the stairs?
Right. And who were the cops?
Right.
Who exactly did they work for? Because I mean, there's 3 or 4 different agencies going on down there, and they I don't know, it's confused. So we're walking out of there, and my father sees there's these 4 or 5 men standing around, and my father sees the guy who gave me drugs standing with all these men, and they're laughing, they're having a soda, and talking, and my father walks over to the guy and. Someone sees him and walks up and says, "Listen, tell your son never come to this country again. This will follow him anytime."
Oh, really?
My father said something like, "I'm going to come back and I'm going to kill you." So you just count on that. That was like that kind of...
Dad was such a hard ass.
He was a freak, yeah.
And
I'm going to kill you. But it was like I'm going to come back and we're going to go to lunch. He's like, I'm going to come back and I'm going to kill you.
And did you flew back with your dad?
Yeah.
Was it a tough ride? Was it a tough conversation? Was he pissed at you?
He didn't say a word.
He just didn't say a word.
Yeah, he said, I'm sorry. I don't know if you can use the F word here.
Go ahead.
He's just like, "Listen, forget it. You fucked up. Okay? Fucked up big time. You fucked up." Because when I called him, he said, "Wait a second. You did drugs in the Caribbean like that?" I was like, "Well, yeah." And I remember it so distinctly. He was like, "Well, if you don't want the light to come on, don't flick the switch, son." Like that. Like, how can you be such a fool?
Right.
How could you be such a fool?
But no more. He didn't rub it in your face later on?
Not at all.
He didn't tell you needed that money back?
No, not at all.
Didn't do any of that?
Never said anything. And I remember getting back to my little home. We flew into Orlando, and I got into our house in Melbourne, Florida.
Were you living with him at the time?
I was living in New York because I was married and living in New York.
Oh, okay. But you stayed with him back.
Yeah,
for that.
He's like, "Come to the house, rest up, take a bath," and he was like, "Oh my God, damn, you really need a shower, son. You really need to get up next to that soap right now."
So he took you back to his place.
I haven't had a drink yet. I go in and I bathe, and then I decide to take a little walk just to think about things. you know, like, because I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I walked down this dirt road through these palmettos, and I'm looking at the palm trees and thinking, trying to process all of it. And it wasn't really very long before I veered off to the right and walked over to New Haven Avenue into a liquor store.
You're like, I need a drink.
I need 10.
Yeah. Well, look, if there's ever a time you needed a drink, I would say that'd be about the time, right?
Yeah. You find that story scary?
The Bahamian prison story?
Yeah.
It
do.
Is. Well, it just well, first off, I mean, here's how we define a story. First off, have you heard it before? And the answer is no. Like, I've never heard anyone who had this happen to them.
Right.
So that makes it unique right out of the gate. And then the way you told it affected you. I felt like there's a version of this story that's a kind of drunk, kind of a Bert Kreischer in college tells you some version of this, and it sounds like some sort of funny story. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But for you, it seemed impactful.
I've tried to make it funny, and I can't. I try
That's
to tell
what I'm
that
saying.
story
Like
in a funny way, and I'm not able to.
Well, I mean, doing the voices is kind of funny, but
yeah, it's more like a performance thing of if nothing else. But you know, when I got back to New York, and I went to Dangerfields one night to see a friend of mine perform. And
sorry, what happened with Disney? Did they fire you? Were they calling? Did they care?
Nothing.
Never heard from them again. Did you ever work for them again, though? That was it.
Yep.
And then a few years later, you're on SNL. It's crazy,
I'm
right?
at the White House.
You're at the White House. Yeah.
Talking to the president.
Just a few years after that,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
My favorite part of the story was when I went back to New York and got drunk, and I came up with this, you know, when you're drinking, the more you drink, the more right you think you are. Like, I'm right, man. No,
right.
I'm right. This is a great idea.
Right.
I thought, I don't know if I told you this, and I decided there was a social club of legendary mafioso on Mulberry Street. Mm-hmm. And I decided I was going to go there and ask them if I could join them and work for them, because I wanted to go down and kill some people in the Caribbean.
In the Caribbean.
And I remember the driver, you know, we're pulling up on Mulberry Street. He's like, "You sure you want to go here, man? I mean, this is not something to monkey around with."
Right.
I'm like, yeah, yes, I've got a purpose. So I'm wasted as hell. This is all that I remember of that night. As we got to this particular club, there were men standing out on the sidewalk. Mm-hmm. And I went up to them, and I do recall beginning to tell them my story. Mm-hmm. And then I sort of faded. Can't remember what happened then.
Right.
The following morning, I woke up in a sand pile, behind the social club. And I was fine, except my shirt was covered in red. And it occurred to me, what happened? I don't know why I put my finger on it. Like I thought the blood must have coagulated or something. It was marinara sauce. And I remember thinking to myself, I guess I ate good. I guess I ate well last night.
And how long after that did you get sober?
Well, I've been sober a number of times and it's picked up again. But, you know, there were 1 years, 3 or 4 times 1 year, one time 5 years, one time 4 years, another time 2 years. You know, I've gone through it like that.
Where are you at now?
I'm coming up on 3.
Oh, that's great.
Harder than hell, my brother.
No, I know. I have I don't know, a saying or something, but I love having a drink after doing a couple shows or getting out of a race car and cracking a beer, you know, like there's just like times, you know what I mean? And I don't think people that don't drink don't know there's times, and people that don't smoke cigarettes don't know their times, but they're times, you know what I mean? And for me, I've always kind of been like, I get it's not good for you, but I just did a race and Road America, which is Wisconsin.
Okay.
And it's like there's so much stress in the
What's
car.
Race? You raced?
A car race, a vintage car race.
You raced.
Yes. And when you get out of the car, you just go, I want a beer.
Oh yeah.
I want a beer
Oh,
so bad
yeah,
because
hell yeah.
you want it.
You just conquered the world.
You just feel like I just had this adrenaline dump and I just want to crack a beer. And so my approach has always been like, look, I've been at the track. My race on Saturday didn't go off till 5:15 in the afternoon. I'm walking around the track all day. I want a beer.
Before the race.
Yeah. Well, I want a beer at noon. I'm walking around the racetrack all day.
Yeah, sure.
But can't have the beer before you get in the car.
Sure.
Because then if I said, I'm just going to sneak a few beers before I get in the car, then I would have to go, well, now you got a problem.
Yeah, big problem.
So, and my thing is I look forward to that beer so much when I get out of the car that no beer that whole afternoon.
Yeah.
And I'll have it when I get out of the car. But I want it when I get out of the car.
Perfect.
So, but if I fucking drink 3 beers at noon, then I'm not going to be able to have any beer because now there's an issue.
You ain't kidding. And yet you think you're fine to do it. The time I drank Wild Turkey and like Fort Pierce, I forget where I was down on Palm Beach area, and I had a few shots of Wild Turkey, and I won't forget, midway through the act, I hear a voice from the audience say, "You already told that one."
It does happen, booze or not, if you mix up your set a lot and you do this joke and that joke that night and that joke and this, that. I do get up there sometimes on my second set going, wait a minute,
Same here.
Say this one? So do you mix and match a lot?
I try to, I mean, there's about, I don't know, a material that I have written that I find palatable is about 2.5, 3 hours that I
right.
And I try to mix and match, but I have that problem too. And then back in the old days when I was doing 5 sets a night in the Village, I mean, I can never remember what I did.
Right, but you're drinking then back then.
Not on stage.
Not on stage.
I only tried that the one time. Bad deal.
Maybe too personal, but after putting 5 years together, what got you back on after putting the 5 together?
My sponsee blew his brains out.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah.
So
that's when I started dressing in black all the time. No, I'm wearing colors now. Look.
Your AA sponsor killed himself.
Sponsee.
Wait, what's a sponsee?
Sponsee is the guy you sponsor.
Oh, I'm sorry. The guy you were sponsoring.
Right.
Oh, that stings, man.
Yeah, and especially when it's done in a way, so consciously done in a way that will wipe out everyone that cared about him, that will wipe us off the face of the map, that'll make it so that we're never going to quite be the same.
Yeah. Well,
again, like he had been outed for being gay.
Mm-hmm.
He was a wonderful defense attorney and was fired for being gay.
For being gay?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they didn't say it as much, but they caught him making out with a guy at a convention and then they fired him.
What year is this about?
I can't. It's going to be, it's going to be like late 90s or late, maybe early 90s.
Mm-hmm. So, well, let's see. It's kind of interesting. There's a few ways to kill yourself. One is go off into the woods and, whatever. And the other is to do it at your parents' house, hang yourself in the living room kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like there's versions of it that are sort of almost presentational versus I want to die.
Yeah, and that was a theatrical thing that he did. He was so angry at them that he's been this good guy with these kids. I mean, he's doing everything right.
He's doing everything right, and his firm fired him.
Yeah. So, the way he did it was so theatrical. It was a .357 Magnum, which really kind of removes your head.
Was it somewhere or just at his home?
Out in the forest. here come the two worst parts of the whole story. I get a call from his 11-year-old daughter telling me, our daddy died today. He committed suicide. 11-year-old girl's voice on the answering machine. That flipped me the hell out. But when we go to the funeral and they have the open casket and they have almost like it looks like an egg that's gauze.
They had an open casket for a guy, did a 357?
Well, there were family members could come in, and if they really wanted, they could see that they could look at the body.
Wow.
Macabre.
Yeah.
Seeing the people that he wanted to ruin around me was, wow. He wanted to make it so they'll never feel good again. They won't ever really laugh all the way again. They won't ever laugh all the way again. Not after this. Letting them know, you did this.
Yeah.
Here's a present for you. Here's what you really did.
Yeah. Did you take it that way for you too?
Well, he had told me that he was gay shortly before and that he was in love with me. So I was, so I'm saying to him, I can't sponsor you.
Right.
If you're in love with me, but we can be pals, still do stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that wasn't enough for him. Now, I took it on myself. He killed himself because of me.
Oh, that's
And maybe
why.
he did kill himself to get back at me as well as the other guy. The whole gay thing with him turned into a crescendo of war.
So that puts you in a place where
a drink
would be necessary.
It wouldn't be possible not to.
I know, I'm with you. I mean, that was a place.
I can tell anybody, it would not be possible not to. Certain things could happen. I mean, you don't want that.
Yeah.
But they can happen to good people playing by the rules, doing the right thing, and then you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Don't wish that on anyone, but it occurs sometimes.
This has been a morose but interesting
Well, the first part was kind of funny.
conversation. The first part, the Don Pardo part, was funny. All right, Darrell, let me give you. I love a story. I love a real conversation. That's why I always enjoy speaking to you. And comedy dates coming up. Where should we? I know you got Comedy Works in Denver, but anywhere else? And you can see Cray. You listen to Cray.
Yeah, we're doing. I'm working with Greg Baldwin. He's producing legend shows with me and Leno on Arsenio, and super enjoyable.
Oh yeah,
yeah. We did one last week. Got a couple more coming up. Super, super enjoyable.
Leno called me over the weekend.
Did you talk to him?
Yeah, he's such a good dude. He's like, he called me on Friday, Thursday, and he goes, "Here you're playing the Pabst Theater in Milwaukee," and I go, "Yeah," and he goes, "I got some friends that bought a Dodge Dart from them a long time ago." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, they live in Milwaukee." I go, "Okay." He goes, "Well, they're big fans, I go,
"With what?"
"They're big fans of mine." I go, "Okay, what's their name?" And then he goes, he had a weird name like Works, like Steinworks or something. It was like a stone. It was like Stoneworks or something. It gives a weird name. I go, "Oh, okay, I'll put them on the list, Jay, and they can come backstage." And then he goes, "Yeah, okay." And then that was it. And then that was at the theater about 10 minutes before the show started. And they said, "There's some group out here that says they're on a list to come see you, but we don't have their name on the list." And my guy goes, "Stoneworks?" And I go, "No, it's Shabitsky or something." And I go, "Well, I don't know who this person is." And they go, "Oh." I go, "What's the name again?" It's like Shabitsky. I go, "Oh no, ours is Stoneworks." And she goes, "Oh, okay. Well, I don't know who these people are." Well, they shouldn't. And then I go, "Wait a minute. Did Jay Leno send them?" And she goes, "Yeah." I go, "Okay, well, work that part into the conversation."
Okay.
I go, "Oh, Leno called me, but he gave me the wrong name, or somebody used the other name, or whatever it is." And then this nice group just came by after the show.
He's so kind.
He is so kind. He's literally, he buys a Dodge Dart from somebody, years ago, presumably, and they contact him and go, hey, we're in Milwaukee, and we like Adam, and we see he's playing the theater.
Yeah.
And he just calls me straight away, like, put these people on a list.
When I was doing an SNL of, I think it was either the 30th, might have been the 40th anniversary, and the only other time in my life that I walked the red carpet, and I was told to walk the red carpet, and I get out on the red carpet, and the people have microphones in my face, and I'm telling my stories in an animated way and feeling pretty good. George Clooney's car pulls up. He gets out of the car. They leave me to go to him.
Sure.
Without even a word, not a hesitation.
Sure.
Without aplomb. They beeline over there. And, you're acting, you want to act like nothing's wrong. I'm
Right, right.
Well, and I hear this voice behind me, and it's Leno. He's taking pity on me, and he yells at them. He goes, ladies and gentlemen, you're missing the boat. Darrell Hammond and I are gay lovers. Darrell Hammond and I turn gay, we're getting married, ladies and gentlemen. And I said, why? You just have to do that. He was like, it's a tough racket.
Darrell Hammond, everyone, will take a break. Come back, do Mayhem in the News right after this. Breeze. All right, let's talk about drinking without the next day regret. You want a buzz, but you don't want a hangover? Meet Breeze. Spelled B-R-E-Z, pronounced Breeze. This isn't your average seltzer. We're talking about hemp-derived, THC, CBD, functional mushrooms, nootropics, adaptogens, all in one can. You'll feel it in about 10 minutes, lasts an hour and a half, I'd say. Like a cocktail, but you can keep your dignity. I like these things. They smooth out any of the sharp edges in life. Sparkling, lightly sweetened with agave, all organic, vegan, non-GMO, no weird stuff. No hangovers, no regrets, just brighter colors, louder laughs, tastier snacks. Try it out. It's Breeze. Right, Dawson?
Ready to experience the future of drinking? Head to try.drinkbreeze.com/Carolla and use code Carolla for a $5 credit and free shipping on your first order. Breeze. Drinking has evolved. Consult with a physician before you use if you are pregnant, nursing, or have any known or suspected allergies or medical conditions or are taking any medication. FDA has not evaluated these products for safety or efficacy. Products are intended for 21 and older.
This summer, Pluto TV is exploding with thousands of free movies. Summer of Cinema is here. Feel the explosive action all summer long with movies like Gladiator, Mission Impossible, Beverly Hills Cop, Good Burger, and Transformers: Dark of the Moon. Bring the action with you and stream for free from all your favorite devices. Pluto TV. Stream now. Pay never.
Here's a memorable moment from the Adam Carolla Show's Ace Awards archives.
Does Jesse ever have casual conversations? Like, was he, if you're hanging out with his friends and one of his friends says, Jesse, do you think you like some dinner? Jesse be like, I solo was at that apparatus in mall show.
That apparatus.
I solo was at that apparatus in mall show.
I forgot how much it made me laugh.
The 2025 Ace Awards, coming this December. Now back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Mayhem's in studio. He's got the news. What do you got there?
Yeah, well, Hunter Biden gave an unhinged interview, says his father's on Ambien before the disastrous debate, and he defends his painting sales.
Oh, all right. Well, let's listen to the Ambien
Yeah.
excuse, which is kind of like the Twinkie defense, if people remember that. Although you're probably too young, Mayhem.
I do recall this, yeah.
But this is probably more far-fetched than the Twinkie defense, and I got some timelines and dates I'll explain to you, but here he is. Here's his
He's
version.
81 years old. He's tired as shit. They give him Ambien to be able to sleep. He gets up on the stage, and he looks like he's a deer in the headlights. And it feeds into every story that anybody wants to tell. And Jake Tapper with literally how many anonymous sources. If this was a conspiracy, Andrew, you know this, somehow the entirety of a White House in which you literally living on top of each other has kept their mouth shut about, like what? And what's conspiracy?
Yeah.
That Joe Biden got old? Yeah, he got old. He got old before our eyes.
Yeah. Except for Andrew, you missed the whole travel part before then. So we'll have to find.
No, it was in there.
There's a clip of him saying he was traveling around the world.
Yes.
And then the game Ambien, that's what it did. So we'll find that clip just because the whole reason we're setting up our points here, Andrew, is because we're making the point based on what he said, which we didn't hear there. But we'll hear it. It's out there because that's why. Cuts are weird because there's lots of clips floating around, and there's some of them are a little truncated, as they say.
Yeah, he did mention earlier in there that they were jetting all over the world, and they had pumped him full of Ambien so that he could sleep.
Well, there's a couple. Let's break it down.
He did a lot of rambling.
Yeah, but okay, let's just play it. Sorry, see if we have it.
I know exactly what happened in that debate. He flew around the world, basically, in the mileage that he could have flown around the world 3 times. Yeah. He's 81 years old. He's tired as shit. They give him Ambien to be able to sleep. He gets up on the stage, and he looks like he's a deer in the headlights.
Right, so he flies around the world 3 times. Okay. He went to Europe. First off, Joe Biden. Okay, let's just break down what it's like to fly on Air Force One versus like when, you're doing Spirit Airline, I'm doing Southwest, right? First off, there's no security, there's no waiting in line, there's no taking the shoes off, there's no pat down. The plane leaves when you get there. So the first part of travel, is, believe you me, I was in Milwaukee last week, and I was in Milwaukee 2 days ago, and I said to Mike, August, I said, can you drive me to the airport in the morning? And he goes, yeah, I'll drive you to the airport. And then later on, he goes, geez, I got a 6 a.m. flight. And then he goes, Rudy, my opener, he'll drive you, and he'll pick you up at 7 in the morning in the lobby. As a matter of fact, I just said to Rudy, I got an 8:30 flight. How long does it take to get to the airport? He goes, I have 20, 25 minutes. I said, all right, I'll just meet you at 7 in the lobby. I got there back to my room at midnight because I did shows that night, set the alarm for 6:15, got up in the morning, met Rudy down in the lobby of the hotel at 7, jumped in his car, drove me to the airport, got to the airport, dragged everything, checked a bag, went through security, and then found out the flight was delayed an hour and just sat there in Milwaukee in the airport. Okay, that is not Joe Biden. Joe Biden has a bedroom on his airplane. Yes. Probably a waterbed. FAA can't allow that. But the point is I am guessing that the President of the United States has a full suite.
Oh, yeah.
A full suite and a full slate of servants and food and whatever you want. Okay, so you got whatever you want. So travel for him is not travel for us. No babies crying, no person behind you trying to get the tray table down and jostling your seat. Nobody wakes him up. When Joe Biden falls asleep on an airplane, nobody wakes him up and goes, sorry, I got to take a piss. I got to get by. No. You get waken up because the guy against the window has to take a piss and he's got to get by. Okay, so his travel, here's the thing about travel. Travel is aggravating and it's tiring and it's frustrating and it's confusing, but not when you back out all of the airport security, wait in line. Sir, this credit card won't get you into the Centurion Lounge at Denver. This is the wrong credit. When you babies crying, people jostling, when you remove all that, you just go Air Force One.
No lady going, take your shoes off but leave your hat on.
Right. Okay, none. I had a guy swear something was in my back pocket when I went through security. I was like, there's nothing in my pocket. I had to do the backhand.
Listen here, Ace, every time I go through that thing, I've been waiting to tell you this, they rub me down.
Well,
and last time I got angry, I said, yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead. But I've been to prison before. Just do it. Just do it. And he's like, hey, be respectful. I'm training him. So those 2 guys rubbing my junk. All right.
So here's the whole thing. President Biden traveling. By the way, Trump never claims he's, sleep deprived or tired or on the wrong side of the date line or whatever.
Up on them oranges.
You can sit on your airplane, if you're coming back from the Middle East or coming back from Europe, if you want to sleep for 9 hours on the airplane and you're on Air Force One, you will have a bedroom in the air for you to sleep in, and whatever food waiting for you when you wake up or before you go to bed. So travel and beat out is not Europe on $30 a day.
But think of
travel.
all the points he's missing out on.
Yeah, he's just missing out on points. So he went to Europe June 4th through the 9th, and then he went June 13th through the 15th to Italy. But the debate was June 27th. So, meaning he hadn't flown internationally for 12 days. And then he went to Camp David and he prepped for the debate for 6 days. 6 days he was in camp, sleeping all day with all the amenities and all the people who are there to support him, diet and exercise, and all the chefs and everything. 6 days. Since 6 days he's at Camp David, and 12 days away from the last time he was sleeping in Air Force One. So don't give me the fucking Ambien excuse, you retard. But the guy's, I mean, Hunter Biden's a sociopath, but the thing is Joe Biden's a sociopath that dumb people don't know is a sociopath. He is a sociopath, and Hunter's a sociopath. And by the way, when you interview these guys, could you do a halfway decent interview, like going, what do you mean they gave him Ambien and pushed him on stage?
That guy is from All Gas, No Breaks, the show that was just him interviewing drunk people and then editing it to be really funny. So I'm not very surprised.
All right. He wasn't on Ambien. He was back in the States for 2 weeks, and he was at a retreat prepping for a week before this. So don't listen. You could have been in a horrific motorcycle crash, and okay. I said to Drew, Drew, you could have recouped enough to do a debate. You know how many times I've fucking flown over and did whatever. You give me a 1 hour nap and a shower, and I'll go up on stage and I'll debate anybody. So don't give me that 6 days, not enough Ambien bullshit. But God bless him for lying for his
I would say, I would expect my son to step up,
I would be nice if my son would lie on my behalf. I don't think he would do it, but I think God bless him. But anyway, so being at Camp David, living in luxury seclusion and preparation for a 90-minute debate for 6 motherfucking days while someone's back in Washington, D.C. working the auto pen, and you call that traveling around the world 3 times, given Ambien and pushed on stage? You're a fucking liar. I'm just saying we have to call people liars.
Wait, you're saying that Hunter Biden is not a reliable witness?
I'm just saying everyone's got to call him a liar. He was lying. It's like he's just lying. That's all. I know in his scrambled fucking drug-addled brain.
He thinks he's telling the truth.
No, I
don't know. The fervor with which he was spouting this, I don't think he's really aware of how time works.
All right. Anyway, what's the next?
It all smeared together. Hey, Trump's on some weirdness right now. He threatens to block the Washington Commanders stadium deal unless the team changes it back to the Redskins.
I like the logo. Well, first off, whether you're Nebraska or whether you're Wisconsin college, or whether you're the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
You just putting the fucking initial that the state starts with, that's not a logo. Do you know what I mean? That's not a logo. I need a logo. I need a fighting Irishman.
Yes.
Who ironically have no logo on their football helmets. But I just mean, I want a demon deacon.
Yeah.
I want a red raider.
A
you know
blue
what I mean?
devil. Yeah.
A blue devil. Like, I want to see something.
Right.
Just what's our logo? I mean, it'd be like someone going, where's your business, Adam? Glendale. What's your logo going to be? A G? I don't know. I got a friend from North Hollywood. He just uses an N. No, you got to come up with something.
Yeah.
The Redskin logo was cool. And then they just got rid of the Redskin logo and they just put a W
I know
there.
it's anecdotal, but the only Native American guys that I met said they loved it, and they're like, "Yeah, that's our football team." Like, well, okay. That's anecdotal,
agree.
though.
So here we go.
A lot of liberal angriness.
The Washington whatevers, and also it's a weird. Okay, but here's the other thing too. We are in a place where we're in a cop-out world right now. What's that mean, Adam? Oh, okay, I'll fill you in. It's so easy to offend so many people and cultures and groups that when you go, we got to name our team, you go, just pick something kind of generic and, kind of middle. Like, it's not going to be fun. It's just going to be kind of generic and boring with something, because what we can't do is offend this group or offend that group or do whatever. The logo with everything. So we get this sort of milquetoast, trail mix version of life where it's just like,
totally.
What I mean? It's like when you have a couple vegetarian assholes and you're ordering pizza, you're like, I want the meat lover. And it's like, Ann and Steve, just get a regular cheese. Everyone goes, well, I don't really like, and they go, yeah, I know, but it's Ann and Steve, and they're vegetarian, and
so everyone's dragging us down to the vegetarian level.
Yeah, just get the basic one that nobody really likes, but they'll eat it, and you get free pizza, so it's still pizza, but it's not the one you wanted. But we've dumbed it all down because we don't want to offend Ann and Steve over there. So it's like just have the regular, and you go, well, I like sausage and pepperoni. Yeah, I know, we all do, but there's Ann and Steve, and they're vegetarians, so we're just gonna name our team the Commanders because everyone's okay with that. And that's how we end up in this place of like,
yeah, you figured it out.
Right. All right. So bring the fucking logo back.
Yeah, the Washington whatever should immediately change their name back to the Washington Redskins football team. There's a big clamoring for this. Likewise, the Cleveland Indians, one of the 6 original baseball teams with a storied past, our great Indian people in massive numbers want this change to happen. Their heritage and prestige systematically being taken away from them. Times are different now.
I'm going to say this about
I'm working on it.
Yeah. The American Indian culture. Fucking Darrell Hammond just threw up on the way home. He's like, oh! I didn't even know why. All right. Here, can I say this? And listen, I have many, many indigenous friends. Many. So I say this from great love. Great love. Because I know many. I know Squanto, and I know Dancing Bear, and I know them all. Zorro, the gay blade. So, Chief Running Bear, I know well. I know a lot. I'm very friendly with that community. Here's the problem with the American Indian community. You ready?
I'm ready.
If all your stuff is like Jeep Cherokee, we name SUVs and mountain ranges and football teams and, Florida State Seminoles stuff. If we name shit after you, and that shit goes away, the Cleveland Indians, all that stuff, and you didn't do anything else in this world, then you're gone. So meaning you could go, well, you know what? We're going to take Tesla away from Elon Musk and remove his name from all the history books. And I'll go, all right, well, I still do SpaceX. I still go to outer space. And you go, oh, that's something. All they have is their SUVs and their team names. It's not like American Indians are making big contributions in today's world. If American Indians, if the Iroquois tribe invented SpaceX, then we'd go, all right, they're getting plenty of publicity, and it's good publicity. If you just went, get rid of Elon Musk and put indigenous Indian people in all his endeavors, the boring, tunneling, Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, or whatever like that, you go, all right, well, then take the names away. They're on to the future. They're on to the next thing. They don't have a next thing. They have a past. This is their past. There is no American Indian, unless I'm missing something, but it's not like, well, the guy who's a heavyweight champ in the UFC is American Indian guy. I'll tell you what tribe he's from. And then the guy who came up with Bitcoin, that's another guy from another tribe. And then the other guy just set the record in the 440 freestyle. That guy's American. If we just went on.
Well, America wiped them out. So
yeah, I know, but there's nothing. There's no future.
I see.
The future is a reservation, diabetes, alcoholism, and abuse, and it's horrible. So without that, all we do is have a rear view mirror. We just look at what that. Every single thing is like, these were proud warriors. They fought the whatever.
I believe there's still a proud culture. You know, I don't think that. Man, diabetes. You painted a bleak picture there.
Look,
but
we fucked them up. But my whole point is if they're on to a whole bunch of shit now, this isn't about pride. If you're on to a whole bunch of shit now and in the future, then we can get rid of all this stuff. We get rid of all this stuff, and there's just nothing now. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You replace the names of all these tribes and all these teams and all these warriors and stuff, and now it's just, how often do we sit around and go, what are the American Indians up to? What's going on? When am I going to get? When are they going to get my new iPhone?
Your argument is to not erase them from the culture. You know,
you can be erased from the culture from the past if you're doing a bunch of shit in the present and the future. But if it's no present, no future, then you take the past, and now that's it.
Yeah.
Sad, but you know, I'm in the
you're in
the truth telling
change
department.
the name back camp.
I'm in the change the name back. Yeah.
What about the Cleveland Commanders? I mean, Cleveland Indians. The Cleveland something.
I don't. Well,
Guardians.
also,
thanks.
You're presuming that Indian is like a pejorative.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't
the guys
think
I've
so.
met.
It's just Indian. You're an Indian. I don't know. If it was Irishmen, it'd be Irishmen. If it was Italians, it'd be Italians.
But they added all the syllables Native American. You know, and
I know. Look. First things first. Okay. Let's say you have a kid, and that kid's struggling. Kid's got diabetes. Kid has substance abuse issues. Kid has poverty and education problems. And real big time problems, like American Indians, right? And then I go to my kid who's struggling with his weight, with his diabetes, with his self-esteem, with substance abuse, with poverty, and I just go, hey, Mark. And he goes, yeah, Dad. And I go, your name's now Fred. And he goes, okay. And I go, my work is done. And then I leave. Did I help him? Did I help that kid who's morbidly obese, has pre-diabetic suffering, and has a lot of substance abuse? Did I help him by changing his name? I don't think I've helped him. I don't think.
No.
But I feel like I've done something, and then I get to leave. If you want to do something for these fucking people, do something for these fucking people. Teach them all trades. Get them all set up shop class on the reservation or something. But you fucking arguing about their name doesn't do shit for them. It's a bunch of fucking white chicks who are too fucking lazy to go actually physically do anything, so they argue about this. It's Latinx. Okay, you're not doing anything, bitch.
The phone lowered. You used to have to buy a 2-cent stamp at least. Now you can just ding, 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 and then project your opinion out there, and then TikTok amplified that, and the algorithm got us. Algorithm got us. I'm telling you.
I come from a whole group of do-nothing nudniks who just like they can talk about everything. But no, going down to the reservation, using your own money and building a wood shop is expensive, but it would be something, but it would benefit them versus arguing over the name that they don't even care about.
I think you just came across a name accidentally. I think we should change it to the Washington Nudniks.
Nudnik.
But it is kind of expert level trolling. Would they go?
I'm down with the Washington
because
whatever.
It is the W. It is the W on the helmet, like they said.
Yeah.
And they capitalized it in that tweet. I imagine outside of the NFL, when discussing NFL games, we're going to hear the Washington whatevers all season long.
He coined it for real.
Yeah. Again, just putting the first letter of the state or the city or the town starts in on the side of the helmet. Tennessee, Nebraska, let's see, Stanford as an S. You know, I'm sorry. I need a fucking logo.
Yeah.
I need some fighting, something, some Badger.
How you feel about Wisconsin? The helmets have the W, but
yeah, they got a good Badger name, but they got the W. You got to do. Now we have the W on Washington and Wisconsin. See what happens
Confusing.
here. Boring. All right.
Bill Cosby says that Malcolm-Jamal Warner's death feels like his son's murder. Yeah, he's reacting to the sudden death of Cosby show Malcolm-Jamal Warner.
Yeah.
Taking it back to the time of his life when his son got shot.
Yeah, man.
During a botched robbery.
I was right there when that went down.
I know, I didn't even get his wallet.
His son was, shit, let's see. Cosby's Ennis. Ennis was his son's name. Now, Ennis was just off the 405 up on Skirball, Mulholland there, and 12:30 at night, this car broke down, like got a flat tire, got out of the car. Some dude just 12:30 at night on a Tuesday just rolled up on him, just shot him.
Apparently it was a robbery gone wrong, so I guess he's like, I don't know, didn't give up.
Yeah, but here's the whole thing about the whole robbery. It was a target of opportunity. The guy just was driving down Mulholland and saw a guy broke down and was like, oh, okay, well, I'll take this guy's wallet. And he just shot him. And the guy ended up being like a Russian gangbanger, and he was like 19 or something. It was the most senseless thing. First off, Bill Cosby's got all the money in the world back then. Son was like a school teacher or something. It wasn't in show business or anything.
Is that a Russian? A Russian got him? A gangster just popped him?
I have a theory.
Okay.
So we sit around and you go, Jesus Christ, here's how little regard you have for life. This guy gets a flat tire at 12:20 at night, gets out of his car, and you just drive by and go, oh, I'm just going to execute him. And I'll get $40 out of it. 18-year-old Mikhail Markasev. I think the Russians are fucking racist.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they look at a black guy as a human being. I don't think if he was blue-eyed and blonde, he would have just executed him like a fucking animal on the side of the freeway. Also, probably a lot of propaganda about these guys are all gangbangers or something like that, the black guys. And, criminals.
Well, the guy's
and stuff.
18. I could see this guy turning on him, Ennis, like going, hey, no, and resisting, and this guy have no choice but to cap him.
Well, I feel there's always a choice.
Right? I mean, there's a choice, but this big guy, this guy will snatch my gun from me. I'm an 18-year-old Russian kid. You know what I'm saying? It could be.
I don't know if he ever...
Or just nervous.
I don't think he wrestled with him or anything. No. I just think he just shot him. Oh. They call it botched robbery, but I don't think it was a botched robbery. I think he just said, like, give me your wallet, and Ennis said no, and he just shot him.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I mean, he's in prison, been in prison since then. They caught him immediately. He worked at a pottery store down the street from my house in North Hollywood.
A pottery gangster?
There's a place called Mainly Seconds, and it was a weird place that sold like everything and pottery and stuff, and everyone ended up working there for like 6 months because you have the answer to this. Anyway, it is weird when Malcolm-Jamal Warner, when the kids in a sitcom, because they become like siblings because you feel like you grow up with them.
Yeah. And he died of accidental drowning in Costa Rica on Sunday.
Yeah, what happened, Dawson?
He's on
have
vacation
that?
with his daughter.
Oh.
Yeah. Super heavy.
Ennis Cosby, the only son of comedian Bill Cosby, murdered January 16, 1997, near Interstate 405 in Los Angeles. Shot in the head by 18-year-old Mikhail Markasev in a failed robbery attempt. They're saying Cosby's death resulted in media coverage. Subsequently, Markasev was tried and convicted on first-degree murder and attempted robbery, sentenced to life in prison the following month.
Yeah. By the way, it's been coming up on 30 years. We just have to pay for this guy to be incarcerated to grow up in prison.
Yeah.
It's essentially what it is. All right. Andy Cowan is out there as a writer, podcaster, did the famous Seinfeld episode, The Opposite, where they told Costanza, Seinfeld told him to just start doing the opposite of everything he did, and his life started working out. All right, so we'll talk to Andy right after this. O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts, you know the jingle. And they're in the business of keeping your car on the road, people. O'Reilly Auto Parts offers friendly, helpful service, and the parts and knowledge you need to keep all your cars maintained and repaired and on the road. I've always used O'Reilly. Always, I used the one up in Foothill Boulevard now. Guess we're going on 30 years. Always use that one because I lived up there and I still do. So whether you're a car aficionado or an auto novice, you'll find the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are knowledgeable, helpful, and best of all, they are friendly. So stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit us at O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam.
Here's a beat from Beat It Out with Jay Moore and Adam Carolla.
You know you're fucked when you check into a hotel and it's like, where am I staying? Like, you ask Mike August or I'll ask my guy. And they go,
it's a boutique.
It's called Greg.
Right, it's called Greg.
You're staying at Greg.
Right. And it's really cool because they have turntables in every room.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not fucking DJ Jazzy Jeff. I'm not spinning anything.
Yeah. Beat It Out with Adam Carolla and Jay Moore. Subscribe to the show at adamcarolla.com/Substack. Let's get back to the Adam Carolla Show.
You just want square footage. That's all you want. You want a big bathroom and a big bedroom. All the cool amenity stuff. Always a shit show at a hotel. Andy Cowan is back in studio. Now, I remember when you were here last because I think you brought some notes with you.
Did I then too?
I think so.
I overly prepare for life.
I like that. That's good. And the podcast, by the way, the neurotic vaccine, and this is with you and Dr. Scott Copian,
Kapoyan, but he has now become AI Dr. K. This won a Best Comedy Podcast, Quill Podcast Award. I'm very proud of.
Oh, the Quill.
Yes, and
the Quill.
The coveted, yes. And the real Dr. K left me. Talk about needing therapy. My actual therapist host moved on, and he allowed me to clone his voice. So I now get to write his copy.
Wow.
Along with all these artificial players. This show is so densely creative. There are only 5 that drop per year. They're like comedy albums. That's why people need to check them out. They're so unique. I'm very proud of it. But now I get an AI therapist.
When did you start with Seinfeld? What year?
That was 94, 95.
And, okay. So, and how, you were there for 2 years?
No. I say 94, 95 to make it sound like I was there for 2 years. I was a freelancer and pitched Larry David a bunch of ideas that he went for. One he liked, which he didn't wind up using, he almost used, was the lost bra. George discovers a lost big bra in the dryer and wants to find, it's like the glass slipper.
Right. Oh, that's funny. In
Yeah.
the apartment buildings, washer dryer.
Yeah, exactly. But it led to, he said, you got anything else? And as a last-ditch thing, I said the opposite, because it came from my life. I used to think I should do the complete opposite of whatever I've done up till now. And he took a liking to it right away, and I wound up turning that into a freelance submission, which is kind of rare back then, and it wound up becoming the finale.
Wow.
And it enabled me to get on staff late in the season next year, which was a disadvantage for me. It was tough getting stuff on by then.
By then?
Yeah.
Why by then?
Well, I was with Diane English's show. Then I had to break the contract with her when Larry finally gave me the green light. And then they were pretty well developed with future stories.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, it was late.
But he even said to me at one time, I talk about this in my book, Banging My Head Against the Wall, Comedy Writer's Guide to Seeing Stars. He said, you probably think the stuff that gets on is just as good as yours. I said, yeah. And then one time, speaking of the opposite, he said, stop working so hard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, the opposite does work. I do it with my family.
It's been quoted to this day.
I always did it with my family. Like I had a house and I was moving out, and I said to my mom years ago, I go, I'm thinking about renting it out, but I could also sell it. And she goes, oh, rent it. What if, marauding bikers take over and you never get paid and they trash the joint? I'm like, so you wouldn't rent it? And she's like, no, I wouldn't rent it. I go, okay, thank you. And then I rented the place out. Well, because look at her, you know what I mean? I was like, I obviously, there's more to glean. There's more to learn from the failures than there is.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can go, well, look how successful Jimmy Kimmel is. Just go do that. But you can't just go do that.
Right.
But you can do the opposite of Chris Carolla. That's easy.
Right.
You know? And so there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
They made a whole series called Scared Straight in the 70s where they just brought kids to prisons. And I guess you missed that
I've been
episode.
scaring kids straight all the time.
They yelled at a bunch of kids, and they never wanted to come back.
Right.
That's the opposite.
Yeah. And there was an op-ed in the New York Times recently about economics, the George principle, the George Costanza principle. It's incredible. 20 years later, or more than 20 years, they're still quoting.
Did you know Marjorie Grossman?
Yeah, Marjorie Gross. She was on.
I said Gross, and then I went, is it Grossman or
Yeah,
Gross?
Gross. She was on staff when I was there, and
Yeah,
we were
she was
also on a
great.
very early show. I think it was George Siegel's first sitcom. We were on
George
that.
Siegel, the famous comedy actor.
Yeah.
Would end up in all those, Norman Lear things. Or not Norman Lear,
Just Shoot Me. Wasn't that him?
Yeah, that was him. But
Yeah.
I feel like he'd do those, who wrote The Odd Couple and all those kind of.
I don't think he was on Gary Marshall shows.
Neil Simon
Oh,
movie.
Neil Simon.
Well, that's Odd Couple.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
who
Gary
wrote-
Marshall did the TV.
Oh,
version.
yeah. I meant who wrote it. I said who wrote it because
Oh,
I figured the original movie or whatever. I felt like he would pop up in those Neil Simon.
He was
things.
a great 70s movie actor.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. He played with terrific actresses whose names escape me. But, he was iconic.
Right. So
then.
you and Marjorie did his sitcom.
in the 80s, which it was called Take 5, and CBS took 2. And but then all those years later, she was on the Seinfeld staff when I was there.
Yeah, I always tell people I knew her when I was a carpenter and I was working on her house.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
You don't remember
No,
that.
I remember that story.
Yeah, it's a definite true story. And she
Yeah.
died like 2 years later or
Right,
something,
right.
which is super, super sad. So, the opposite, good. I don't know, I talked to somebody about Larry David becoming a kind of caricature of Larry David and Seinfeld kind of being a caricature of Seinfeld as well, which they agreed with, and that they kind of know they're doing themselves when they're interacting with you, and they can kind of get away with stuff because they're doing their character almost.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's almost when a very well-known comic will come on the stage and get a laugh that isn't 100% earned because the audience is already buying into their preconceived notion of how they come off. But, speaking of what you're speaking of, Seinfeld had different incarnations. It became a little more cartoonish as it went along, especially when Jerry took over. It became a little more outlandish. It was just as funny, but it was a different feel than those especially the early shows were almost Woody Allen-esque. And of course, Jason even said he was aping Woody in the early episodes until he got the voice down.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who I was talking to. But anyway, off of that.
I brought a trip down memory lane. I thought you in particular would appreciate. I don't know if we have time for it because you've brought up Merv Griffin, my first showbiz job the last 2 times I was on.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. And I brought a clip, 42 years old. That is pretty cool clip. If you have time to run any of it, it's.
You brought a clip of.
I did.
You on Merv Griffin?
Yeah.
Are you doing stand-up? You doing a sketch?
I'm doing. What if Frank Sinatra were starting today? What songs would he sing? It's one of the gutsiest things I ever did on the show.
And your staff on Merv?
Yeah.
And so staff writers come up and do stuff.
No. This.
Well, no, you don't have to. But if somebody's funny, if somebody's got a bit, or that's a thing.
What was nice about Merv, he was very supportive about that. And I was a nervous kid when I started. And then a year later, I'm on the show. I'm on the show 5 times, and he would introduce me in this introduction. He said, "My next guest is odd, bizarre." He would label me bizarre. He had a good eye for all right, what's this kid's hook?
Merv Griffin had Merv Griffin Productions and was a big, big deal.
Oh, yeah.
He was kind of Dick Clarky.
Yeah.
And speaking of Dick, there was always the rumor he was gay. and I do believe we must have talked about this before, but there was a lawsuit about him and like Denny Terrio or Dance Fever or something. There's like some good looking. The human mind is an interesting place,
And none of that would have mattered now.
None of it would have mattered now. All right, so is this Merv going to bring you up?
Yeah.
How old are you here?
I'm not going to be able to lie on my dating web pages anymore.
Don't worry about it.
But my rationalization is, as I say on the Neurotic Vaccine Comedy Therapy podcast, bullies called me a baby when I was 11.
Right.
So if I was a baby at 11, I should be able to shave 11 years off my age.
Right. So you're young.
I'm
All
young.
right, let's play.
But if you listen, he is right on target.
You missed
now,
the
he's going to musically answer.
All right, sorry. We'll play the beginning part.
Yeah, in the top, because that's
I want to introduce a young man who works on my show. He is one of our interviewers, and he is a bizarre young man. No, that's not fair to say. He is very funny. He came on the show before and did Andy Rooney from 60 Minutes and was a big hit. And today he's going to do for us Frank Sinatra. Now, what's interesting about him is he doesn't look like, and he looks so far from anybody that he impersonates.
All right, pause it here for a second. Mm-hmm. People should know Merv was a huge show.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know.
Oh, no. I'm echoing.
Yeah, I don't really understand the scope of it.
Less than 40% of the people listening to me right now have performed on the Merv Griffin show. So I'm speaking to that group, okay? Significantly less than 40. Could be down in the high 20s. The point is Merv was big in the 70s, big in the 80s. I don't know how he did with Carson, or if he was on an earlier time slot, or what it was.
Well, he was the same day. He premiered on an afternoon show as Johnny did that night, October, and he also substituted for the Tonight Show while we were waiting for Johnny to appear, and then he went up against him on CBS versus Johnny versus Dick Cavett, also versus Joey Bishop. Both of those were on ABC.
Were those daytime or nighttime? Nighttime. All right, so he was a legendary guy with a huge show.
Yeah.
All right, now we'll play it.
Far from anybody that he impersonates, that it's just amazing to watch him. But if you listen, he is right on target. Now, he's going to musically answer the burning question. What if Frank Sinatra were starting out today? What songs would he sing? Here's from my staff, Andy Cowan. Andy?
Well, what year is this?
82.
October 82.
82.
Mort Lindsay's Orchestra, Jack Sheldon.
I got Pac-Man fever. It's driving me crazy. I've got Pac-Man fever. It's driving me insane. I'd better whip it good into shape. It's not too late. And let's get physical. I said, let me hear that body talk.
Doc Sheldon.
Doc Sheldon and Doc Severn.
If you think I'm sexy.
Rod Stewart.
And you want my body, come on, you crazy broad, and let me know. Macho man, I've got to be that macho man. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's dame. That's 'cause the lady, that is 'cause the lady, that's 'cause the lady gets what trying.
Get it? Jesse's girl.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
Then I did this ballad. I got clearance from the writer of Nancy with a Laughing Face, because 82, Nancy Reagan was First Lady. Mm-hmm. She was Merv's good buddy. They shared the same birthday.
She was Merv's good buddy.
Yeah, they shared the same birthday, and I had scathing lyrics for Nancy with a Laughing Face. So the writer gave me permission, but I had to make them a little gentler, which I wound up doing, and Merv let me sing it on the show.
You know, as I think about it, I shared the same birthday with my sister for many years, but our birthdays were months apart. We just had super cheap ass parents. So I know what it's like to share a birthday with somebody
I'm a twin. I have a twin sister, so I do too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does she do Nancy Sinatra?
No. It's the only time I've lived with somebody in the womb with her. This is why I'm still single to this day. It's like I pushed out 5 months early. I couldn't even stand that kind of.
Do you do other singing? And first off, you have a great voice. It sounds.
Yeah,
it was legit.
It was legit.
Thank you. I've been singing in clubs and venues and hotels for many years. I sang in the Motion Picture Fund a month or two ago. I want to plug my great pianist Nina Beck on piano, and I play the cajon. But you know what? I stopped listening to Sinatra years ago because I became so slavish to him that I couldn't find my own voice. So now I avoid Sinatra, and I'm a little jazzier, but he still creeps in. He still creeps in.
You sing in your own voice. Do you do Tony Bennett? Do you do impersonations, or it just turned out you could do Sinatra?
Yeah, I started out doing the Sinatra in the stand-up, and then I did it then, and then I took a few lessons, and then I thought, I want this as a musical, release in venue. So it's fun doing that, but I do Sinatra parodies still, like, you know what I found out, speaking of, you're asking my age, the horror of real life, Very Good Year.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 35, and now the days grow short.
Mm-hmm.
The days grow short after 35.
I know.
That's it. I realized I am old enough to sing the stanzas twice.
Yes.
So I do that in my act.
Well, it's weird listening to old lyrics. Like, I was listening to Paul Abdul, one of the greats, one of the giants.
Yeah.
And a great lyricist as well. And she was doing like opposites attract, and it's the stupidest song ever. You forget how stupid it is. And she's like, "You like TV, and I want to go to the movies." And it's like, it's okay.
Very on the nose.
You don't like cigarettes, and I like to smoke.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she goes, "I don't like cigarettes," and he goes, "And I like to smoke." And it's like, I would never write that down and yell, "I like to smoke" into a microphone.
Right.
Yeah. So, and also they do a lot. Yes, when you listen to songs, the women were like, she was 15 and old enough to know, so she got in my van. Right. And I took her to the lake, and it's like 15.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they went down, and then they went, for the guys, they'd be like, I was 37, and I was working on my fifth marriage, and, when you loved and lost and buried your family, it's like, you're in your 30s. I was young, like if you're a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Merv, what was the scandal with Merv? The Merv scandal.
I mean, there was talk, but I can't vouch to this day for what his personal life was.
Did he die with billions of dollars? I mean, he was a massive
Oh, yeah. I mean,
guy.
Remember he battled Donald Trump.
Oh, he bought a casino.
And he won, I think.
He beat
Donald Trump.
Yeah, he bought a casino in Boardwalk, Atlantic City. He bought it in Atlantic City. I guess the lawsuit was he bought this casino thinking it was this, and it turned out to be that. And he sued him because he felt like, you said, here's how much this casino earns a year, and then you do the math, and then you buy the casino, and it earns half that a year, or whatever it was.
That does ring a bell, yeah.
He basically said his lawsuit with Trump was just like, you sold me a lemon. Basically, I thought I was buying a first-class joint.
Gee, that sounds so unlike Trump.
But he has enough money. Merv Griffin had enough money to just buy a casino off of somebody.
Yeah. Oh, no, he was a shrewd businessman. No doubt about it.
Yeah. Didn't lose it all in the divorce because there was no divorce because there was no wife.
No, he was married.
He was married.
Yeah, early on. That's how the mother of Tony Griffin.
Tony Griffin?
Yeah.
I don't know who Tony Griffin is.
His son.
Well, I know, but you said it like he would own the Dodgers.
Oh, no. But I mean, he was married in the 60s.
But you just go, he has a son.
Yeah.
Because when you say Tony Griffin, then I go, the famous.
Right. No,
but I don't realize there's a thing that people do with names that drives me nuts. but kids do it, but now adults do it, where they tell you names that you think that you must know that name, and then you don't know what the name is. But 9-year-olds do it,
right?
But everyone should stop on their 10th birthday,
right?
But they just roll right into
yeah.
It's an impulse. It's a weird impulse,
right?
Tony Griffin.
The other thing I hate, I get from younger people. They say, I'm old enough to remember Bill Clinton. I'm old enough to remember. I'm old enough to remember JFK.
Yeah. You know what? I'll tell you, there's a thing. Everything drives me nuts, and I get it. I got it just last weekend. The slow repeat of what you're saying that gives you anxiety up until you get to the end. So you go. So in my world, you say to somebody, so you're going to be able to drive me to the airport in the morning? And they go, okay, I'm going to have to drive you to the airport tomorrow. And you go, okay, if you just said yes, then I wouldn't have the anxiety. If you're slow,
You're wondering.
Like, why are you rephrasing this and coming back to me with, just go, yes, I've said it a million years. We need what the Japanese have. Hi. Hi. Just hi. Because what everyone does is they repeat it. So, Andy Cowan. What I get from everyone is I'll go, it's pronounced Cowan, right? And they'll go, it's Cowan. And I go, right. That's what I said. Yeah. But now it makes me feel like I did something. Just say yes. Yeah. Say hi. And then when I go, you're going to be able to pick me up from the airport tomorrow after the show, right? Hi. Not a slow re-description of what I just said that makes me think I'm wrong.
Now, you reminded me of something. You just used right in a proper way. But what drives me nuts, and you notice these things, so I wonder if you notice it. The language virus over the last couple of years, the rhetorical question, right? If you took a drink every time, and I love Stephanie Rule, I love the 11th hour, but every time she says it, right, your liver would be suffering by the end of the show.
But that is different. That's not the human language. That's progressive women when AOC goes, these internment camps are really just death camps, right? And then these guys come in their unmarked vans, and they're just throwing people in third world dungeons, right? They're just saying, because the answer is wrong. Like, it's like, no.
But the guys do it too.
Women do it more. Women do it much more than men, and they do it when they're trying to tell a story that really doesn't have good legs, or it's not really factually based, so they say right, and they do it with each other a lot. Kim's a bitch, right? Yeah, she comes in here like her shit doesn't stink, right? And she thinks she owns the place, right? And she thinks just because she buys me a mimosa that she can preach to me about civics, right? And they do a lot of, because they don't have actual data and stuff to go off of.
But another thing, when they do it, they know they're preaching to the choir that agrees with them. They're not going to say wrong. Mm-hmm. So it's a rhetorical right constantly that they know is not going to be answered. Yeah. But I still say equal sexes offend.
You brought up Stephanie Rule. AOC, it leans more toward the feminine side.
Right?
Watch the show. You see those male guests. There's one guy on the show who does it more than Stephanie.
What guy?
I can't place him. But he's reliably, he's an economics expert. He's always on talking about the money. And it's right. And I feel like I'm the only one who notices this, and I'm going crazy.
Well, to me, it sort of means it's usually the person's point isn't that good. And so they're looking for some sort of
reinforcement,
affirmation and reinforcement in real time, because their point's like a little wobbly. And that's how I take it. But it's sort of the black athlete going, you know what I mean, after every sentence. That's a guy who doesn't have a full thesaurus at his fingertips, you know what I mean? Because guys, Dennis Miller doesn't do that.
Right.
He just fucking powers through dialogue, right? Right.
If I may bring Trump up again, he should consult a thesaurus, because if he keeps using it's a hoax, it seems, to use an adjective that he hates, fake. But if he consults the thesaurus, it's an inaccuracy. And then you're going to think, oh, maybe it is an inaccuracy. You're not going to think, oh, it's the old hoax argument again. Why can't he have his little staff get together and say, sir,
use fable.
Yeah, you've used hoax a million times. Try another adjective.
I think he does.
Ooh, shit. Sorry.
That's so funny. I've been watching you elbow him hit your mug for 20 minutes now. See what you did? The fucking Trump god got you.
That's
you start
it.
talking shit about Trump, and he came down from the heavens and he cursed you. That's all right. It's a fitting end to our coaster dilemma because
I'm sorry.
No, it's a funny. It's a funny, but it's interesting. It's insightful. I think it's. Here's some. I'm interested in this, Andy.
Yeah.
But most people suffer from this, but I don't.
Yeah.
But I'm still interested in this.
Yeah.
So there's a thing here where this table was meticulously made by a man who then committed suicide afterward. Yes.
What? Oh my
yes.
God! I feel even worse now.
And it stains quite easily with the mugs and the cold water. No, this isn't going to do it. It's the ring with the cold water. You just spilled cold water, right?
Yeah.
So then what I do is I go look to my staff. When people come in, we got to give them a coaster because they come in with an ice water, and they just set it down every single time. And even if the coaster is sitting next to them, they will choose to sit it next to the unprotected table and not on top of the coaster. So then my staff frequently, sometimes they give them coasters, oftentimes they don't, but they just watch them put the two glasses down on the table. And then I have a discussion with my staff where I go, offer up the coaster. And they go, oh, okay. Oh, except for we've talked about 35 times, but they won't do it, but they'll do it sometime. So then Darrell Hammond comes in here and he takes a glass of ice Diet Coke and a glass of ice water and he just puts it down right next to each other. So I then look at my staff saying nothing, and they're prepared to leave. And then I go to them. You should tell them. But by the way, we should stop having the same fucking conversation endlessly. But okay, the New World Order, that's the New World Order. You just talk about the same things over and over again. So then I go, tell them when the guest comes in, put the coaster. And then I give Darrell Hammond the coaster. And then Darrell Hammond takes the two glasses and puts it on the two coasters. And then we talk. And then at some point, he'll do what a lot of people do. They pick the glass up, set it next to the coaster. There's a part of me that's jealous. I really am. And then, as he's talking with his hand next to the glass that's on the table, and he's in the middle of a story, there's another thing that Dr. Drew suffers from, which is there's a lot of people who, if somebody walks into the next room in the middle of the story, they'll be going, and they'll go, so there we are in Jamaica. Oh, who's that? And I you don't have to respond to everything. It's audible.
Right.
So Darrell's telling the story, and he's looking at me, and his hand is by this mug, but the glass is on the bare wood. And I take a coaster, and I flip it over to him, and it hits his hand, and he doesn't react, and he keeps talking.
Doesn't get the
doesn't get it, and now I'm just watching the glass sweat out on the table while he's telling the story. Even though I threw him a thing, and then at some point I go, okay, how do we do this? I got a second one. I toss it over to him, and he stops the story, and goes, oh, the coaster. We got to do the coaster. I'm like, we didn't have to do it. We didn't have to talk about it. We didn't have to talk about it, but we have to talk about it. But why do we have to talk about it?
Right.
And then what is I'm just going to verbalize everything that comes before me and everything. I'm trying to do it in a way where I'm like nudging somebody on the elbow and going, just lift your elbow up. And then they go, oh, you want me to talk into the mic louder? It's like, I was trying to do this without that, but now, yes.
Now it's a whole closed caption thing.
I watch your elbow dancing around your mug this entire time, and I'm like, I think this is. I can't defeat this. It is written.
Today is the day.
There's the coaster gods. They will be defeated. I cannot defeat. I knew that elbow. So when you knocked the mug over and put water all over the table, right where Darrell Hammond's hand was with the mug and the coaster, I was like, mission
Coaster
complete.
apocalypse.
We finished. It's come Hakuna Matata.
Good.
Full circle. We finished this, but this had to be
I performed a service then.
a cosmic service.
Good.
I believe in the Great Magnet, and I spent 300 calories thinking about that coaster the entire. The guys in the other booth were laughing because I threw the coaster and it hit Hammond in the hand, and he kept going, and he still had it next to him.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew we're not out of this.
God. Well, it's more powerful than me, so.
It's a fade-up coaster complete.
Yes.
Yeah, is what it is. So I don't blame you.
Thank you.
Because that was a great magnet.
Good.
Pulling it out of the sky.
All right.
All right. So, Merv Griffin. He had a logo.
Yeah, he did.
He
yeah.
had a griffin.
Yeah.
A mythical dragon.
Yep.
He's a guy. He didn't put a big G as his fucking logo.
It was
He
an
had
eagle
a griffin.
lion.
Right.
Yeah.
Eagle lion.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. That should be on the side of the commander's helmet.
I was there.
Call
That's
them the
right.
Griffins.
That's right. I was there. Can I do one more Trump joke?
Go ahead.
I'm surprised Trump doesn't want to change the Dodgers. He was a draft Dodger. Call them the Bone Spurs.
That's good. All right. Annie, let me give you a plug since spent too much time talking about Hammond. The Neurotic Vaccine with Andy Cowan and
AI.
AI. Yes. Doctor, wherever you find finer podcasts. I'm going to be in Portland doing a show at the Aladdin Theater. That'll be August 7th, so you can come out and say hi. You can have Carolla for all the live shows. Mayhem, where are we going with you?
Yeah, I got Story Wars on August 4th, Comedy Store. Yeah.
All right. Good on you. So, till next time, Adam for Andy and Darrell and Mayhem saying mahalo.